actually, you can go into there if you want to mute your desktop audio and whatnot. You can actually kind of just see what the online audience will see. There'll be a slight, what the online audience will see. There'll be a slight delay between what you say and then what ends up being seen there, but that's just how streaming ends up working. Close that. Don't need to share any sort of materials, but what we do want to do is go to the cancel meeting, desktop audio, so if anybody would like to say anything, and there we go. You might be able to hit, if you're trying to add the agenda to the Teams meeting, you may be able to hit the little plus icon if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't have a document to add.
Oh, it's true.
And there's no camera. There's no document camera.
Let me see. I might be able to go roundabout fashion to go grab that from the ticketing system because you did have a copy there. Just give me one moment. A few different ways to get to the same destination.
We're 3 minutes to go live. Okay, I zoomed that back camera, so we're not looking at 30,000 feet.
And then that's perfectly fine. Okay, so I sent.
Okay, the camera is showing muted on the screen. Do I need to unmute it?
I would not. So that will be the one technical specification that I'll need to look at. YouTube has control of the PTZ at the moment.
So it's running that camera.
Correct.
Okay. But they can still, I can still see me on YouTube, so they can, the people that are already logged in
What we could do,
can see me.
we could do too. Let me see if we can use that guy instead. Okay. There we go. So now we have a much more up close and personal for the meeting, and then a more meeting style one for the online portion. The beauty of having two cameras.
Okay, we're 60 seconds away from go live.
So and that's the other thing too, I did send the digital copy in case people needed it. Come back here. Into Teams. Agenda, download. Open. Well, we could open, but if we're just including it here. Attachment. Image wouldn't quite be it. We may play around with that. For the meeting portion for Teams itself, it may be more fortuitous to put it on the actual meeting itself.
Well, now that I know where it is, I can add the agenda when I send out the meeting notice.
Yeah.
I've just been sending out the agenda separately by email.
Okay, and we can work through that together if you have questions.
Okay, we're 10 o'clock. Good morning, Faculty Council. Happy Friday. Very quickly, before we get started, I'm going to publicly apologize to Mr. John Price. He and I ran into each other out in the community a few days ago, and I was not thinking Hill College, and he recognized me and I did not recognize him. It's like you run into a student at Kroger and you know that person, but they're not in the right spot, so you don't know where you know them from. So anyway, John, it was nice to meet you face to face. We were like 4 feet away, and nice to meet you face to face. I will remember you next time, I promise. Okay, 10:01, the meeting is called to order. The agenda, Joe, if you will officially call us to order and declare a quorum.
Joe, you're currently muted in Teams.
Joe, your mic is muted. Okay, I'm going to interpret what he said as the meeting is called to order and we are officially have a quorum. Hey, we're figuring this out as we go. So he can figure out how to unmute his mic. Okay, the agenda has been sent to you by email, just to make sure everybody sees it. It should also be posted on the webpage under faculty resources on MyHC. We have got a ticket submitted to do that. Joe said he's got something wrong with his mic. He's going to log in via his phone. Very quickly, the agenda first item, we talked at the January meeting about establishing 2 regular meetings per long term in addition to the general session that we have at all staff where the faculty council will meet and invite all faculty to that meeting. I don't remember if we entertained a motion to make that official or not at the January meeting. So let's do that at this point. And let's, rather than try to unmute and mute, I'm going to make the motion. I'll need a second.
I'll second that.
Dr. Nelson has seconded. I need a vote. Give me a thumbs up. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Secondly, we have established that we need to nominate officers for the 26-27 academic year. We have a couple of options. The first one, I have visited with each of the existing officers. As I mentioned in January, I'll be stepping down after graduation. I'm no longer carrying a gallbladder, so it came out last Friday. I will have shoulder surgery in March to replace my shoulder, and I will probably be spending the summer in recovery. So I'm going to step out of the role. The existing officers, vice president, secretary, and at large, Joe is willing to step up into the chairman's role. Adriana is willing to step up into the vice chairman's role. Aaron Bosch is willing to step into the secretary role. And Johnny Espinoza is not able to be here today, but he's willing to step into the at-large role. So with that slate of officers proposed, we need to ask the faculty if they have nominations for either the council or if they have nominations for an officer position, or do we need to go out and recommend as the council that this is our slate of officers for 26-27 and just have them issue a thumbs up vote. I would entertain comments on going forward with that process.
I don't think that's a problem. I think that most faculty aren't going to want to do it for the most part. So you're going to have a little resistance if you try to bring somebody else in. I don't know. Is this something that we should, as the faculty? I think the officers are good. I think it's a good idea to take the vice president, make it the chairman, make the secretary the chairman or whatever, and then bring in a new or appoint a new secretary. I think that's a great idea because that gives you people that have longevity on the council.
Okay. I'm going to take that as a motion.
I second.
Okay, so we will present the 26.
Is it appropriate for me to second a motion that makes me the dictator?
I can second it. Jackie Armstrong can second it.
I don't think you move into dictator status yet.
Okay.
That comes the day after a day after graduation.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we've had a motion, we've had a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I see thumbs up. I hear aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. We will present the slate of officers to the faculty. We will give them 2 weeks to make comments. We will also solicit names for the council. If anybody's interested in moving on to the council, we have obviously I'll be opening up a slot. We lost community education and training when they moved trucking into the dean's role. So we've got a couple of slots to fill. I will present the slate of officers and then ask for nominations or volunteers for a couple of other people to sit in on the council starting in 26, 27. Next item on the agenda, Dr. Mills has asked about the possibility of a budget line item for the council. We went through a whole series of discussions back last summer and early fall about money and decided that there was no provision in the bill that allowed us to be funded. And so we gave away the money that we had to the resource room. And now Dr. Mills has come back with the question, okay, so do we want to sit in the budget requisition hearings and ask for $1,000 as he recommended? Again, that's a question, and I'll open it up for discussion at this point.
We've always had about $500 or $600 in our account, usually on a regular basis. I think $1,000 is high, but if he thinks that's a good idea, if it's there, we could use it for whatever, right?
Yes.
And is there any specifics that we're talking about using this money for? Or is it really just for, like always before, with flowers and cards for deaths and stuff like that?
I got the impression that it was to continue what we had done before. Which for those that might not be aware, we would send flowers. I believe we would send, we would make a contribution to deceased prior faculty members to the resource room, or we would send flowers to the funeral, or both if they were I believe if they were a dean or if they were administration or something that had moved up, we would send flowers to the funeral on behalf of the faculty. So that would be continuing. We would have a procurement card. I did confirm that, and Joanne has confirmed that process does work. So we would have a procurement card. So I hear a motion in what Don said that we've always had money.
Wait.
Other comments?
Brad, can I chime in? This is Joanne. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm traveling. actually would say no. So number one, you're gonna have someone that have the procurement, someone who regularly does requisitions, and then we had agreed to go to just scholarship. So what are we going to take money from the college for a budget to give back to the college? It seems very strange. Because previously the money was money we had donated to the college.
Correct.
It does not make sense for me that we would get $1,000 from the college to donate it back to the college in scholarship money. Because
Yeah,
we're not doing flowers anymore, that we were doing scholarship money.
Yeah, I think Joanne makes a good point there. Since we have moved from flowers to scholarship, maybe we could, on a case-by-case basis, when somebody dies, we could do a fundraiser where people just voluntarily chip in and donate in the name of the faculty to the scholarship program.
Okay, we have an alternative process presented. I'm gonna say when I kick off, I want all the bells and whistles. I want candy, I want flowers, I want y'all to show up and sing Kumbaya, and I want everything. That's just me. I just crave all the attention. So that's just what I want. So, okay.
Can I roast a pig in your grave before they put you in it? So that we can have
It's gonna be ashes, brother, so you can do whatever you want to. This hunk of flesh is gonna go to the medical college, and they're gonna teach people how not to live. And then they're gonna cremate me, and my kids are gonna throw me in a river somewhere. So, that's already laid out. So, okay, with the money that we put in the budget, with the conversation that we've had, we would exclusively use that money for faculty council expenses. Purchasing cards, purchasing stuff, that the council needs. Occasionally, there may be lunch that would be purchased for a meeting. But any donations for faculty funerals or flowers would be done on a donation basis for an individual case-by-case basis. Is that summarizing what we said?
I don't have a problem with keeping money in there for flowers, just no scholarship. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
We could still buy the flowers for them, but then if we wanted to donate to a scholarship program, we put that out and have that as well, but be done separately.
okay, so keep the flowers as part of the process. If we want to do a scholarship, that would then be a separate thing and would be an individual fundraiser to the faculty.
Correct. That's what I would propose.
Okay,
and the roast pig.
Well, I don't like to put a pig in the ground, but it's okay. I don't eat
I will
pork.
say again that we had moved away from flowers just because of the changing cost of it. And if one person got one set of flowers, there was reasons we left flowers behind. I'm just pointing that out. I mean, I'm going to be off in May, but there was reasons we didn't do that anymore. Again, I want to say it's not the easy process, transferring of the cards, the making sure that the budget lines get in. Is that something that wants to be managed? And do we actually need those funds? Just throwing it out there. I'm arguing we don't need funds in the essence that we are now, unless we're going to establish something that's like, hey, an annual something that's for the faculty council, like a retreat day where we get together and actually get things moving forward and things like that. Like I could see that, and being food, like you said, food. I'm just throwing it out there. There was reasons that we took away flowers out of the for initially, and then who do we give? What level? How long do they have to teach? Do they have to be a faculty? We had all those conversations. So, sorry.
On the flip side, if we do go with 500, as Don suggested, if we don't spend it, that's okay. We don't have to spend it, and it'd be easier to have it and not spend it than have something come up that we decide, oh, that would be nice if we had money for, but we don't, and then have to ask for money.
Very. Yes.
Agreed.
I agree. It would be easier, and like they'll just take it back like they do any of our budgets if we don't use it. So
It's like
Remember, it can
any
be controlled
budget
by
we have at the college. It all
Right.
goes back to the general fund. If we don't use it by what, May? It automatically goes back. So it wouldn't be like they would lose the money.
yeah, it's not
If we
like an
didn't
account
use
that's going to keep growing. Yeah.
Yeah, it just rolls over. It doesn't carry over to the next year. They put it in budgeted items not spent, and then it's used for extra projects, generally maintenance stuff.
Right. So I think it would be better to have it just in case we do decide we need to spend some money on something than not have it and have to then make a special request.
Okay, so
I agree
let's
with that.
let's leave it like this. We will move forward with a budget request for funds in the faculty council line item. And then as we have opportunities arise for bereavement issues, those will come to the faculty council for, okay, what do we need to do? So-and-so has passed away. Do we just want to send a card? Do we want to raise money to send flowers? What do we want to do? And then have that on a case-by-case basis. We have money in the budget for ancillary stuff, but then on a case-by-case basis, we come together on each death and make a decision as a council to move forward with what we're going to do with that particular individual. Is that threading the needle closely enough?
I think it's fine. If we have decided, I wasn't in on that when we decided no flowers. So I have no problem with no flowers. It's just, we don't do that ever, that we would use the money only for the council's needs. And if we wanted to do a day where we could go someplace and have lunch, that's fine. When we do business, if we have a meeting in person, I think that's fine. But we need to make sure that when we actually go before the committee to say we want money, we need to say a real valid expense, because
Yes.
they won't give it to us if we don't have a real valid expense. You know what I'm saying? I've had to defend my budget, so I know they're going to ask questions.
Yeah, I defended my budget last year that was $147.57.
Well, my budget was like $45,000.
Yeah, significantly different.
Yes.
Okay. Let's entertain a motion for funds in the faculty council line item to be spent by the council on legitimate council expenses. And then on bereavement issues, those would come to the council on a case-by-case basis to determine what direction we want to go for that family. That was a long motion, but I think it summarized what we talked about. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, thumbs up. Any opposed, same sign? Okay. Last item on the agenda was simply an open discussion. Is there anything that we did not put on the agenda that needs to be discussed? Number one. Secondly, we have already set a March meeting for, I believe, the 13th of March. Happy Friday the 13th. That's also the Friday before spring break. That meeting would simply be to affirm the officers after we've submitted them to the faculty. So it would be basically a very quick meeting. The process from that point would be that the officers and the faculty council roster would be submitted to Dr. Mills in May. or in April, and he would do his, whatever he needs to do to approve, accept, authorize, whatever. And then that would be announced at the spring end of semester meeting, moving forward with the new slate of officers and any new council members that have arrived. So the March meeting would be very quick. I had to put a date on the calendar because we're getting close to the 30-day, actually today is 30 days. So we have to post the agenda pretty quickly. Any other items on the March agenda that we need to add other than the presentation of the officers and council to Dr. Mills for his approval?
One thing I would ask, and I know it sounds kind of weird, but should we always have a faculty council person attend the TCCTA convention so that they can come back and let us know what's going on?
I have to confess, I have never been to a TCCTA convention, so I would defer to somebody that's actually been to one.
What do you guys think?
Has
That
any
could
of the
be something-
existing council been to a TCCTA?
I go, but I don't go every year. I'm
Oh.
going this year because it's in Frisco. I don't go to Houston or San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio one was fun.
Speaking from the
I
guy
don't
that
wanna
wants
have
to
to
roast
get
a
a
pig on
hotel
my
room.
grave.
I just think it's something we should think about since we are the faculty council. We should be in the know of what's going on.
I think we ought to have a representative there.
Maybe it
But
can
it
get
w-
elected. Who's doing it?
Joanne, what'd you say?
I was like, could it be like nominated each year, like based on who's going that year? Does it have to be the same person?
No, I don't think so, but we should always have someone that is going to be at the convention, I think, just to make sure we know what, I mean, my big thing I like to go is to go and listen to what the political people are saying, what Abbott's trying to do for us. Right? And I think we need to know that.
I agree.
I think that should be considered.
I think Rashmani does do that, doesn't she usually?
I
The
guess
person-
Johnny does, but she's not on our council.
I was going to say, I think what Don's saying is that it would be nice for the faculty officers to, or faculty group, whatever we're called here, to have representation specifically.
Well,
Mhm.
maybe we need that the person that's the TCCTA liaison is always on the council.
That would be an excellent idea.
It is,
Who
but the
does?
problem
That
is
sounds like a
that
good
every
idea.
year it's been Rukmani because no one else wants to take over.
Yeah.
That's a
Before
good
that,
idea.
too. Like, I mean, I don't know that Rashmani would be against being on the council. I'm not sure. I mean, and it'd be a
No, I don't think so either, but I'm just saying that it
Well,
seems
and it
like
would-
it would be every year it'd be the same person and they'd always have to be on the council and maybe they don't want to be on the council. You know what I'm
They
saying?
also can't legally do that every year either, because the council is actually limited by state laws for how long you can be on the council.
Yeah, it's limited. You can only serve on the council for a total of 6 terms.
As
could
a,
have-
as
Maybe
an
that would-
appointee, but as an electee, it's only 2 years, and then
Yes.
after that, you have to take a 2-year break, yeah.
Well, we could have
Okay,
a,
so-
we could have a agenda item
would help.
every year after the TCCTA convention, where the liaison reports to the faculty council on what's happening at TCCTA.
Well, maybe formalizing it will help Rashmani get off of it, that she doesn't have to permanently have it, that it's another position with the, I'm sorry, but it was the same way before, the person before couldn't, so maybe if we can give it, hey, this is something we rotate as part of the council, it gives them breaks. Like, it's not a bad thing to formalize it.
The way I'm looking at it is if we just had out of the faculty group, if we just had someone like, for instance, right now, Don is saying that he's planning on going. So he could be our spokesperson that would come back and report to the entire faculty.
And then decide next year who's going and make a decision next year as to who would be the representative.
To me, that seems like that would be the easiest way to do it, to see if we had anybody that would volunteer each year, like Don is doing this time.
Any member of TCCTA is allowed to go. So why not just say we do a survey of the council each year to see who is going and ask them to report back when they do?
That
And
was
is the
my-
only thing we want to report back the information, what's going with legislation, or what?
Well, it depends on what else is going on there, doesn't it?
Well, but like, there's so many different things. I only go see the biology things.
Yeah,
I
I
don't go see.
history things, so.
Well, I
You know,
I
that's-
think it would be more the overall, the highlights of it. So, like, for instance, like what Don's saying is this year it's going to be the legislative part. But it's going to probably vary from year to year.
Well, they always have the
Wouldn't-
legislative every year, because that's what I want to listen to, what they're saying that the Congress is going to do in reducing funds or whatever they're doing, and how the lobbyists that we have are
Right.
working for
Would
us.
we need to put
Right.
that in our budget as well?
Well, the school pays for us to go.
Oh, okay.
So if you're going, they're paying because you joined TCCTA, they're paying for you to go, and they give you a $200 stipend.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I noticed this year, they didn't send anything out to that. So new faculty probably wouldn't understand that that's something that the college pays for us.
I
Unless
agree,
I
but
missed it.
It did go out as an email the last day. Did you see the email?
No, I guess I didn't.
It went out, and maybe it just went to STEM because Sauger sent it all
Well,
out
I'm in
to
STEM.
us to let us know if you want to go to TCCTA, this is the last day to go to get registered if you want the college to pay for it.
Yeah, but did it include the $200
No,
as
in
well?
fact, I went to ask that specifically.
That's
and-
what because I'm in STEM with you on that, but that was what I remember seeing that, and it did not include, it didn't have any mention of the $200 stipend. So,
I went to talk to Maggie and I asked her, have you heard, is there going to be a stipend or not? And she actually called over and talked to Bonero's office and they said yes.
good.
Okay.
Okay, somebody formalize a motion. I've lost track of what we're what we're recommending now.
See, I move that we have someone every year go to the TCCTA convention based upon our faculty council that will report back about what's going on with TCCTA and how it will affect the college through the political activities.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second has been made. All in favor, thumbs up. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, when is the TCCTA convention?
Next week.
Okay, so do we want to have a report from our representative, Dr. Nelson, next month on what happened at the TCCTA convention?
Yeah, that should be an agenda item added, Brad.
Okay, we will have that added as an agenda item to the March agenda. So we have two items on the agenda at this point, presentation of the officers and council to Dr. Mills and a TCCTA report from the convention. Any other items that need to be on the agenda?
Well, I have a question about it. We have to put that agenda out a month in advance. Well, a lot of things can happen in a month. Can we have an agenda item for something like any new business or any, I don't know, open questions or something like that?
I called it open discussion. and it was item number 4 on today's agenda. So I'm gonna always put an open discussion.
Always put it on there.
And
Okay.
that way, if anything comes up that didn't make the agenda, we've got it covered because it's open discussion.
Okay.
I have a question with that as well. You said 30 days. Is that according to the bylaws or the state law?
That's the state law.
If I recall correctly, the state law says 7 days.
Let's confirm that. Would you confirm that and let me know? Because that would make
Yeah.
it tremendously easier.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's 7 days.
Okay. We will get Aaron to confirm that. Looks like he's going out there right now. Yes, the bylaws state that the agenda has to be posted 30 days in advance because we thought that's what the regulation said coming out of the Senate. So if that's different, then that's gonna make Ethan's job, who's sitting at the back of the room, gonna make his job posting all this stuff a little easier. And I was thinking that the minutes had to be posted within 7 days of the meeting and that the agenda had to be posted 30 days prior. So that's where I got the 30 days. Aaron, you can confirm that for us.
Right, can I ask a quick question? So for the officers, this is completely selfish. We'll be rolling off council then in May, right? Not this
Correct.
summer?
Our last
Okay.
function would be graduation, and then the new slate of officers would take over the day after graduation.
Appreciate, just wanted to check.
Okay, yeah, so the state law says it has to be 7 days, at least 7 days before. So that is something that we should probably amend in our actual bylaws, just change it down to 7 days.
Okay. I'll add an item to amend the bylaws, to approve that in the March meeting for the meeting notice. And we'll get the bylaws adjusted. Aaron, you
Okay,
know
what is-
what we means, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
That's a collective we. Okay, any other items that we need to discuss? We are at 10:33. Joe, what you got?
I just wanted to see if Aaron could clarify since he's looking. Is that also 7 days for posting the meeting minutes, or did we confuse the 30 and 7 days on the posting requirements?
Yeah, so the agenda has to be posted 7 days prior. The meeting minutes, I'd have to confirm, but that should usually be 30 days after the actual meeting itself.
So we switched it in
We
the
just flipped
bylaw.
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's the only thing we screwed up, then that's not a bad thing. Okay, any other items need to be discussed? Okay, I
I
will
move that
entertain.
we dismiss.
Dr. Nelson has made a motion to dismiss. Is there a second?
A
I
second.
second.
Teresa Hamilton, I believe, seconded. Motion made and second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? 10:34 a.m. We are officially adjourned. Thank you all so much. We will see you down the road. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Okay, if I just leave.
Yeah, just leave there, and then we'll go over to the YouTube page. Not quite. Just back out of here. And then the background window,
Oh, there we go.
and then there's a little end stream button down behind that.
Stop sharing in stream right there.
Yes, sir. Just say, confirm you want to stop the stream.